Okay, this is not a what's it about walkabout, it's a what's it about sitting about. Because I finished one walkabout video and I just thought I would add another video just in relation to assessment 2. I'm recording this in week 8. Oh, I forgot to put my light on. Is that better? Okay. So, recording this in week 8, and assessment is due on the Monday at the start of teaching week 9. So just want to go through that assessment quite briefly. The important thing is to keep it nice and short and nice and concise, nice and simple. Don't overdo it. And remember what it's all about. It's all about identifying a research topic and then going to the literature, finding out what research has been done on the topic, identifying a gap in the research literature, and then developing a research question that addresses that gap, that fills that gap. So the first part of it is identifying a topic, and that's where you don't have to engage in the literature at that point. You can use your lived experience there. What I want you to do is identify a topic that has some sort of social significance in terms of you've identified an issue or a problem that's affecting a large number of people, or if it's not affecting a large number of people, it's affecting a small number of people, but in a very big way. So just broad examples would be sexism, racism, disableism, all the isms, those forms of prejudice and discrimination that negatively impact people's lives, it's a problem. And that gives you the motivation for doing the research in that topic area, because it's a problem. We want to do research that addresses the problem and potentially leads to solutions that will improve people's lives, particularly people whose lives are presently disadvantaged. So to do some social good. So that bit you just base on your lived experience, what you know about life. So you don't need to go to literature for that. But when you've got your topic, then you do need to go to literature. And for assessment 2, you just find 3 research papers that use qualitative methods. And you critique those papers and try and identify a gap in those papers in terms of, is there something those 3 papers are not addressing in relation to your topic? Or is there something that one or more of those papers is addressing, but insufficiently or problematically? That you think that the research could be better. And it's through that process of identifying problems in the research literature. In this case, we're just looking at 3 papers. You identify a problem, a gap, and then you develop a research question that's going to address that gap. So what we're doing is taking you through that process of identifying a topic and then formulating a research question on the basis of familiarizing yourself with the academic literature, research literature on that topic. It's the thing that we didn't do for assessment 1, because I gave you the topic and I gave you the research question, and you developed interview questions from that. So I want to give you the experience and ability to show your skill in going through that process of identifying a topic and identifying a research question. So that's it, really. So keep it nice, short and sweet. The other thing to bear in mind is you want to stay away from ethically problematic areas. And the way to do that is to, when you develop your research question, make sure that you are not asking that question of any vulnerable groups. So if your research question is something on, say, bullying in schools, say you think it's not being adequately addressed at the moment through qualitative methods, or the qualitative work that's being done is not asking particular questions in terms of perhaps understanding the influence of heterosexism in bullying in schools. Say if you've identified that as a gap in the literature that you've read. The key to making that an ethically low risk project is being clear that you will not be interviewing children because they're classed as a vulnerable group because they're unable to give informed consent themselves, but that you'll be asking, say, teachers or professionals. That's the safest thing to do. So your research question would be something like, the understanding of the bullying of children, the understanding of education professionals of the bullying in schools linked to heterosexism. You know, kids getting picked on because of their sexuality. So you get what I mean? So if you think that the topic you've chosen is high-risk ethics, make sure your research question flags that the people you're asking will be a non-vulnerable group. So you could just stick professionals. So in your research question, it would be something like the understanding of professionals in relation to XXXX social issue. And that fixes it. You know, you won't get any problems from me. I won't be looking at that thinking, oh, that's high risk. But if you say research question something about bullying in schools and you haven't specified in the research question whose experiences that question is going to be directed to, then I might have question marks in relation to the ethics. Now, ordinarily we'd deal with this under the methods section. You're not writing methods for this, you're just coming up with your research question. But I want you to specify it in your research question just to show that you understand the issue of ethics and you can pinpoint a low-risk ethical project in what otherwise might be a socially sensitive topic. Okay? So it's a fly. It's a fly. I promise you there was a fly there. Here, I've saved you. So I have complicated that. So yeah, an example would be the views of education professionals on the role of heterosexism in bullying at school. Make sense? Cool. So good luck with it. Looking forward to reading your assignments, and yeah, see you soon. Ta-da.